that's only going to make your game better. So I don't really know this other guy, Nilbert Lim, but we got much on him.
Yeah, so Nilbert is Nilbert and his brother Raymart Lim are from Virginia Beach. Raymart is probably one of the best players in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
He just got knocked out earlier. He got a little bit of a rough draw.
Casper beat him 7-0, I think, right?
Yeah. So I think he's a little bit nervous. He used to be down in Virginia Beach where he's the top guy, so he's a little bit more comfortable down there. And, of course, Nilbert, who is his brother, plays a little bit under him, but Nilbert obviously has been coming into his own over last year and a half now, and been playing very well. Came in, I think, 4th at the Barry Berman Memorial down in Virginia Beach, which was last year.
Wow!
So that was a good showing for him.
Yeah, I mean it's been a fantastic field here. It's been nice to play under the lights for these guys.
Yeah, we've been able to have. We always try to tell people, Maryland is a very active community when it comes to the sport. Lots of great players that you may have never even heard of.
Yeah.
People that can play, they run out. So it's always good to have other people come down, like you from New York. Obviously, Jennifer's down here. Several New Yorkers.
Yeah, we're a strong showing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you guys love your pool, and I enjoy that. I feel very welcome here, which is nice too. The locals, they interact with you. They'll chat. One guy bought me a beer there just in the middle of the set, so thank you to him.
I see it. You're drinking Heineken. Did they run out of Stella?
They did.
Oh, jeez.
Went Dutch this time instead of Belgium.
Big break by Nilbert.
Yeah, the table's breaking well. You notice everybody's going from that right side now, so I think it's dialed in. Is he playing with the hood up as well? Is it cold out here, or is it me?
I don't know.
It was interesting that he played safe there. I mean, it turned into a great safety, but that 2-ball was hanging. He could have had a free shot at that.
He's very familiar with Kevin, so he's going to pick his opportunities very closely.
If Kevin hits this well, if he hits it nicely into the rail, he'll get the safe back. If he hits it too thick, he's still going to leave it safe, but he'd like to hide behind the 3 here. Just come at it one rail. Well, I think the way he's cueing that, I think you can see the thin side of it. If he can thin this, he's just going to look to come and try and hide behind the 10 there. Yeah, he's going straight at it. I didn't think he could see that.
He's got to hit this really thin.
Yeah, he's going to put a trace of right-hand side just to widen the angle a little. Perfect. He needs a little bit more pace. And yeah, he's got him. We're right behind that, Jake. Can you see that?
It looks like Nilbert can definitely come off the rail.
Come off the rail. Yeah. I mean, he can come off the rail, but he's going to sell out, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he hits it like paper thin.
And he might actually be able to see just a hair of the 1 ball.
Yeah. You'd love to go out this straight, but I think he knows he's going to be playing it into the 3. Try and leave it dead. Yeah, not putting a lot of pace on that. This is dangerous because it needs to always hit a rail beautifully. Wow. What a shot that is. Tap of the table from Kevin. Just acknowledges it. Turned into a nice tight first rack. It looked fairly open at the start.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see players running out back and forth, but this is really where the matches are won in the trenches, this safety battle between 2 good players. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the first clean shot here.
100%.
We get down to the Final 4. Del Sim in the Final 4. Brandon Schuff in the Final 4. Earl makes it, and Eddie Abraham from Pennsylvania.
Oh, Eddie, what a showing he's had.
And he's, obviously he's one of those guys that, everybody kind of knows. He plays in not a ton of tournaments, but lots of local tournaments. But he's a guy that can get there.
Yeah, he can get it done. I met him down at Sandcastle. Only played him once. He didn't have a particularly good day against me. But I do recall, a lot of local players being surprised by just how badly he was playing that day. But it's good to see that he's always going to be a strong favourite. I know he went for pennies in the Calcutta too.
Oh yeah.
This would be nice. He should call the 2 here, which I think he did. He didn't make it, but it's not call shot, call safe. So this element of 10 ball I'm not too familiar with in terms of playing the two-way shot, but it definitely adds a different dynamic to it. It's just 9 ball with an extra ball, really.
Yeah.
And no wild. Nothing's wild.
Exactly. So you were telling me a little bit Friday in New York they play 10 ball a little bit different.
Yes, they do. So 10 ball, call shot, call safe. So if you attempt a shot and it doesn't go in the pocket and it goes safe, for instance, I can put you back in.
So you have an option.
Yeah, you have option. That's right.
And of course you can call safe ball down.
And you would call safe, yeah. Safe ball down. I mean, safe ball down doesn't count. You can call safe, but if you make that ball, then again they have option.
Gotcha.
It's funny how there's no kind of set rule for these formats yet.
Well, we talk a lot about that. You see a lot on some of the forums. I've spoken a little bit about it before in the past. When you take a look at Europe, it's pretty much the same rules all the time. In Europe, it's pretty much the same rules all the time. But here in America, you find different directors have different rules. So. I look forward to, hopefully having some type of unity here.
100%. The sport globally needs some unity in terms of the standard. Then you can truly have, who's best, I think.
Sure.
Because there's some players out there, they're better at safety or they're better at the cool shot, cool safe than. Then you got people like Earl saying, we should have a 20-second shot clock.
Right.
Nobody make this ball like me.
Yeah, he got a little bit to Sean in the last match. Got to Jolin. Sean, I think, eventually said something to him after the match.
He did. Oh man, that's going to be okay. Makes a rail. Again, it sticks around the kind of caginess. I expect Nilbert to really lock him down here. He has a big window to get into behind the 7-3 and take the 1 ball just down towards the 5. If he chooses it when he's playing well, again, this is what we talk about with the two-way shot now. You can call this and really just go at it. I mean, if he goes short, it's perfect.
Wow.
Nice shot, but that's unfortunate. It does go. There is a gap there. It's just not, he'd have wanted to come back around for the same pocket on the 3, but now he's going to have to draw past the 7. And he's not a tall man, everybody. So we might see a behind the back shot. Or does he not? Can he not get through that side? The way he's looking at this, he's going to play a bank or play a.
I mean, he definitely can get by, it looks like, over here. But again, I think because of, he is shorter, that would definitely be a stretch for him. He'd have to use a bridge, and then he's going to have to draw out of there with a bridge.
He's already got the Ephraim mustache. May as well go the behind the back.
Right.
Oh, man. Does he even know that he's on? Does he know that he's on the 2? Or is he just going to play the... Oh, wow. That is remarkable. Maybe he's just creating distance because he knows from the 2 to the 3 it's not on.
Right.
And he's really just going to put the onus on. Well, it might not be a bad try, actually. It's me saying, what the hell is he doing? And it's actually a fantastic genius shot. Because now it really does put the onus on Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to have to come with a shot here.
Well, even then, I think what he'll do is just draw it back. He'll show his experience. Just draw it back and play safe on the 3. It doesn't really need to do much. And maybe clear the 7. So if he's going to patter it, just make sure the 7 clears the right side of the table and keep the cue ball there. Oh no, it's the first shot was correct. And now just thin slice. You know, he's got a lot of balls in his favor here. There you go. He's just going to go inside, go up one. Perfect. The smart play.
Yeah, so you really, like you said, you see the experience there with Kevin. He doesn't get overly excited to try to come make a shot with the 2.
Yeah, there's no way he was ever going to get down. And you know, smart from Nilbert. You know, might have got a different player with that one. Someone else might try and draw out of that and put a load of gear on it and get down table. But
right. So Nilbert's going to go to the air here. He'll probably be looking to call the 7 ball.
Just checking out there. Has everyone got like an up live stream there? It's not like dipping in and out, or it's not down. We're getting a good signal here, so
yeah.
Just making sure.
If it's finicky, just refresh your browser. We're good here.
Here we go. Oof. Okay, I made a good hit. So surprising how many times you use that jump cue and you get safe, or I feel like it's a high percentage.
Yeah.
Because all he's really trying to do there is just trying to make contact and maybe get a ball. Surprisingly, he's going to have to jump. Kevin gets his jump cue out.
Yeah, I mean, it's always amazing when you see somebody make a jump shot from this distance and, you know, it goes right in. But you and I both know that there's a lot of luck involved in that.
Yeah, 100%.
Once the cue ball gets airborne.
Once it's airborne, it's very hard to control that, especially this type of cut shot. You know, sometimes I feel like the straight ins are easier than cutting them, because at least you can see the full ball. This one, he has to get over the full ball in the 4 there. Makes this slightly more difficult. The fact that he's on a rail, he'll be more elevated, being right-handed as well. He's going to have a little advantage here.
So we'll get a good look at Kevin West. His jumping ability here.
I expect him to get the height. It's all about the accuracy. And you see, being a left-hander, he's got the advantage of just bridging on the rail there. Didn't take too many strokes. Should have called the 10 ball. There you go. And now it's going to get spotted and really sit funny. I wonder if the 10 goes up, if he's got option. Was that the rule at the beginning? If the 10 goes down and creates a problem, can he put it?
So the 10...
He's got option. The 10 does spot.
Yeah.
But then I do believe that...
yeah, he'll have the option to give it back. So if there is room on that spot, then it will look like that Kevin may be shooting this again.
Little shout out there to NJ Pool player. Hope you're doing well, Troy.
Yeah, I love Troy.
Retirement treating you well. Must be fishing, it's Sunday. We might have, I mean, he's definitely put, you know, he's going to have a look at this, because he might have a better safety option just by, you know, thinning off this and going behind the 8.
Sure.
But he, you know, you can't be too sure here. This is a hard ball to hide behind. When you're playing single ball like this, he can push the 3 too far. He can thin it too much. I don't think he... I mean, he might not have known that he could put him back in, maybe. I don't know. But that's good enough. Again, if you can see this full ball, you might be able to see it better on the other camera. From the other side, if you want to switch that one, Jake. Yeah, there we go. So you might even see him jump stop ball, you know, jump and stop this.
Casper and Beretta on table 6.
He's going to go at this back row. I mean, I quite like, you know, just a little controlled jump. And he can push this 10 ball. He can stop right behind the 10. All just depends on what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, so he can see a little bit of it as we saw before.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's a good shot.
You have to jump shot back. Let's see if... again, only has to go over half the ball here, so it's not the hardest jump.
And he's out in the middle of the table too, so...
Yeah, he's electing just to play the kick. Which, is he Filipino, or am I just...
He is, yes.
Oh, good. Before I stereotype and talk about kicks and banks.
Yeah, matter of fact, Virginia Beach, we always call these guys the Filipino Mafia. With Ray Martin, Nilbert, R.J. Cremona, all them guys if you're watching.
Wow,
I'm sorry we missed you.
Wow, did he go for that?
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to have first dig.
Yeah, look, could be a costly mistake there by Kevin West.
Yeah, he's gone a bit far here. He's not going to enjoy that. So now he's going to have to put a bit of gear on the ball because there's no natural angle with the 7 in the way. He's going to have to dig deep and maybe come 2 rails in a kind of zag motion.
Yeah, he missed the 7 and then come through and missed the 9.
Mm-hmm.
And get on this left side of the 5 ball.
Yeah, he played it too much, you see.
Ooh.
He really needed to miss the... He needed to go like second diamond on the far rail there, on the long rail. And then let the spin take. It's funny, this is a really edgy opener. You can tell they're both probably feeling the heat.
And it doesn't help that they've been playing safe back and forth.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now for a little while.
I've just told there that Casper has knocked out Zion's V. Jake will give you the score.
Yeah, 7 of 4.
Wow.
So
Knocked
Casper
out.
moves on.
Knocked out my horse.
Yeah.
Oh well, Zion. You still get some money, I guess.
Zion, another player out there in New York. Very nice guy.
Lovely guy. And hell of a shoot. Hell of a shot as well.
He's really come into his own, I guess, over the last 2 years.
Oh yeah.
He's a house pro at Steinway now.
Correct.
He's been playing straight pool, a lot of tournaments up there. Done very well for himself.
He actually regards himself as a 3-cushion player now.
Oh wow.
His safety is ridiculous. Some of his safety play and his knowledge of kicks and rails. I watch him and think, wow. He really incorporates it into his 9-ball game too. Well, Kevin's going to take first blood.
Yes, of course, Andrew. That is the thing everybody wants to talk about, how great Kevin West's hair really is.
He puts as much effort into his game as he does his hair, and we can expect some fireworks.
Of course, he does. He's a chicken farmer. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, so Kevin West is a chicken farmer. Very successful one at that.
I was talking to my girlfriend about that. She's like, you meet so many interesting people. I said, Paul really does take all walks of life. You know, when you introduce people, and like, oh, I'm from this or I'm from there, and everybody's got a story. That's what I love about the game.
So, how long have you been in the States now?
Oof, this is my 3rd year.
3rd year.
3rd year living, yeah.
So, anything that you like better about back home versus the States?
I like the convenience. I'm a convenience guy, so I live right in the bang central of Manhattan, and I love that you can just do something. You can just walk out your door any time of day, and there's something to do, something to eat, people to see. London lacks that. You know, I think New York really is the place that doesn't sleep.
Sure.
And everything's bigger here. Everything's bigger in America.
Right.
So I fit in being 6'6". But no, I do love the culture. I think I love the culture more. I only have one vice, and I do like a drink. I do like to socialize in that respect.
Sure.
So pool and a beer always went hand in hand with me. But yeah, it was a misspent youth on my part, just playing pool, and I have quite a unique, I have a very unique style. I'm not your mechanical kind of robot.
Yeah, well, I definitely noticed that. You're definitely, we can tell, feel player.
Yeah,
when you get in the gear,
Mm-hmm.
you get smooth, fast.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in that last rack that you had on the TV table. You were already feeling good, and you definitely could tell. So,
Yeah.
Versus like a Beretta, it was definitely more mechanical, more methodical.
Yeah.
You almost can see everything that she does in her pre-shot routine.
Yeah, that OCD-ness.
Yeah.
It's like, has to be this way, otherwise I'm going to do this. And there's a few out there that kind of mirror that, but like you say, I've always been a more kind of fluid player. And you can very much separate the two from mechanic and feel. If you're ever watching someone and know what their weakness might be. I don't like to hang around. Shoot quick or beware.
Right.
Hey, it can get me into trouble sometimes, but hey, it's good for good for watching.
Yeah.
I prefer that over anything. He's got a bit funny here. This is a tough safe. I mean, what would you do here, Jake?
I mean, there's really nothing.
8 balls in the way.
The 8 ball's in the way. I mean, if 8 ball's not there, you can thin it and bring the cue ball back around down table.
Yeah, I really don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Hey, Mark, you're welcome, buddy. Not many places you'll get a HD 1080p stream for free around these parts, and BSN really putting the work in with the sponsorship, and Jake Lawson sat next to me as well, making pool great.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to do myself a favor and not call this shot and just see where it ends up.
Yeah, it's really tough here. He'd almost, he'd have to hit a little bit of a draw stroke here if he wanted to even get by the 8. And that's if he can see more than a quarter of the 2 ball. So,
Listen, we say in England, if in doubt, give it a clout. So this one I might just hit as hard as I possibly could.
Yeah, give it a whirl, right?
Oh, he's going to call it, maybe cross bank it. I'm worried about the scratch with the off the 8. He'll have to put a lot of bottom on this. Oh man, he ended up making the 8.
Wow.
There you go, fans. He's going to shoot again, no doubt. There you go, have another go.
The stream event in October. Which one is that, Mark? So we have been asked by Gary Orndorff down at Q Masters in Virginia Beach to possibly do the U.S. International 9-ball Open warm-up. So we are checking on that to see if it's something that we can do.
Kevin really just has to go full-blooded at this. I mean, he can see the pocket, and this is a blind cut. Look at that. Oof. You actually overcut it. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Of course, he sells out here.
Yeah. That's what Nilbert would have been hoping for.
Favorable nudge on the 9-ball. Yeah, so there is, Mark, there is one more. This is the last event for the big tables here at Champions. There'll be one more event in November, which the date was originally October, but they changed it. So that will be back at, oh no.
Wow. He should have really seen that coming.
Yeah.
That was a bad, poor judgment error. Sorry, Jake.
Oh, it's all right. That'll be back in in Laurel on the bar tables. That'll be the last event of the year. Of course, we do 6 events, 3 bar table events, 3 big table events. And so we're working on some bigger and better things for the Maryland State tournaments next year. So definitely stay tuned for that.
He just controlled that nicely. Yeah, he just has to draw this back, or you could stop it dead for the side. It's just, again, all about what you're comfortable with. He'll probably draw this out just to give himself some room.
Yeah, give himself an angle to come down. Well, now he's going to come across here for the 10.
Cross side, yeah.
Hey, we'll be happy to come up to Jersey. Just give us, you can always drop us a message, drop us a PN on the Billiard Sports Network Facebook page, or contact us for them at bsncoverage.com.
Nice out.
Kevin's going to go up 2-0.
Yeah. No better feeling when you capitalize on an opponent's mistake there when they're at the table.
You know, and I wonder if Niels is feeling a little bit of the pressure there too, because it's uncharacteristic for him to come off and scratch like that.
Yeah, you can tell he's from the beach because he's got his hoodie up right now, and it's like 70 degrees in here.
You're right.
Maybe take his coat off and get back in the match.
So if you guys are just joining in, please hit the share button. This is a B-side match between Kevin West and Nilbert Lim. He loses cue ball there.
Yeah, deadly to do. 10 ball's really about the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not so much a 9 ball, but 10 ball break is so unique in itself.
Well, we've seen it so many times over the last 2 days. Sometimes the difference between the who's on the winning side and who's on the losing side is that break.
It is, yeah.
And how long can you continue to make a ball on the break too? As it gets closer in the in the match, we've seen several matches hill.
Yeah.
Somebody breaks dry, somebody runs out, or somebody breaks and runs. So I mean, it's really a deciding factor. One of the toughest breaks. In this game between, 9 ball, 8 ball, and 10 ball.
I'd say it's the hardest. I mean, 10 ball for me is, it's definitely the most specific or specialist break.
So you're an avid straight pull player.
Oh yeah, over the last year, definitely. I mean, I picked up my first game of straight pull last year, and then entered straight into I entered the Amsterdam qualifier. For the Worlds, and then ended up just going on a rampage.
Yeah, you had a great tournament out there. I was following that.
Thank you. No, it was yeah. Again, with me, it was feel. A lot of people weren't used to people playing straight pull so fast, so I put a lot of the players I played against under pressure because, I ran 129 in like 26 minutes.
Oh wow!
And most players. When I'm running 50s and 60s, I'm normally doing that in sort of 10, 12 minutes. And it can really put someone on the back foot, races to 100.
Yeah, sure.
Races to 150. And so I just, I play straight pull like I play 9 ball.
So how does the break in straight pull compare? Easier, harder than 10 ball? It's definitely a different animal.
It's deft. I would call it it's a deft break.
Yeah.
You really need to know what you're doing with it. But you're not always guaranteed. There is an ideal perfect break. Oh wow, Kevin, a little bit out of stroke. While I'm yabbing on about straight ball, but it's a great game for your positional play. If you're playing 9 ball and thinking, I don't really like my rotation player, get yourself into straight ball because you'll learn a lot from playing combos and having to get your cue ball in the right position, playing little touch shots. you know, everything that you do in 9-ball, you know, occurs in straight ball too.
Right.
You know, a lot of players don't realize that, but they think it's boring. Nothing better than challenge yourself to make 50 balls, make 100 balls. That's what I told myself when I played. Oh my god! When you're in that kind of meld, it's like I just set a target for myself. So I'm going to run 50 in my first 6 months. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
Once you hit 50, then say, right, I want to hit 75. I did that. I won the Bayshore League that Steve Kurtz runs. Fantastic league down there in Long Island, Bayshore. And after that, I was kind of like, you know, I'm really enjoying this. I'll try for 100, and I made that 129. I was over the moon.
Wow.
First year. So it's all about target setting and making it realistic. You know, I'm not going to say I'm going to be a 200, 300, 400 John Smith guy, but
right.
I kept it realistic for me and made it enjoyable, if that's any kind of advice to anyone.
Yeah, of course, we had another native from New York, Mikey Fingers, down here, who just performed really well at the World 14-1. Just not that long ago, finished third out there. And, you know, he
Great
very
showing.
similar. He plays in that league. Bayshore as well. And, of course, he knocked off Johnny Archer. And
it's a hotbed of straight ball players. Neil Gold as well. Neil Gold's not very well known, but you know, he gives as good as he gets. It's ridiculous how good that guy is. And Fingers, you know, just making it count. I love how much more time he's got to play as well. Unlucky. That was a nice try.
It was one of those shots that if you're going to try to pocket the ball, he was going to sell out a little bit there.
Yeah, 100%. If you're going to... Kevin's, you know, he should be capitalizing on these as well, because Nilbert's making a lot of mistakes, and you really need to just punish those. If you can, keep your opponent on zero. The longer you keep him on zero, the more heat gets on him. This isn't an easy 9-ball either. He's going to have to make sure he gets on the 9. Either, I think it's just far enough past the pocket where it doesn't matter. So he's going to come around the back of this and shoot it down towards the same pocket as the 8. Put some low outside on this. He doesn't really need to do too much. All he wants to do is make sure he doesn't leave the cue ball on the rail. If he's bridging over the pocket, that's fine.
He's got just enough of the rail there.
Yeah, just to play it off the edge of the pocket there. Yeah, perfect. That's 3-0, people. Funny how people walk past when the people are shooting.
Yeah.
I still don't get that.
So Kevin West capitalizing on Nilbert Lim's mistake. He moves forward 3-0, race to 7. We're here at the Maryland State 10-ball championship at Champion Billiards in Frederick. This was Karen Corr's homeroom for many, many years.
Karen played out there?
Karen played out of here for a long time. This was her homeroom. She was living in Frederick. She was sponsored by Baltimore City Q's.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
For many, many years. So, of course, one of the major upsets of the tournament, young 15-year-old Dylan Spohr beat Karen.
Oh, wow.
In the first round.
Spohr and Core.
Yeah, Spohr and Core. So, nice young up-and-coming player. Love to see that. So, Kevin's going to stay at the table here.
Yeah, this is his toughest shot. If he makes this and gets shape, I quite fancy him to be out. Again, you're going to have to play this with heavy inside because he really wants to check it and go between the 9 and the 6. And it looks like he prefers to play outside, so he'll just try and swing this inside off 2 rails, just like that. Wow, that really sprung off that second rail. Did you see that? Beautiful.
He hit it perfect.
Yeah, that was the hardest shot of the rack. Now he can control this. Personally, I like going side rail to the end rail, and just making sure I leave an angle. So I don't want to be tight. I don't want to be acute on the 4. There we go. Now he's giving himself some options.
Looks like he's going to try to draw back here into position.
Yeah, that was nice. You can tell he's starting to feel it now. He's settled. Knows that he's got Niels on the back foot. Just wiped its feet on the way in there.
Yeah, these side pockets on this TV table have been a little bit problematic for some people. Some more updates throughout the tournament. Adam Keeler beats Chris Wilburn 7-0. Wow. So Chris is out. Of course, Chris Wilburn had a big match earlier. He sent George Rodriguez to the loser side.
Wow.
So Adam Keeler will move on. And, of course, James Aranis. Sean Wilkie played him early on the tournament, sends him to the B side, and he has just been playing executioner over there. He moves on, sends your buddy home, Joey, 7-4.
Lucky for Joey.
Yeah.
And so often you go out the loser side and lose the very next match too, because you're kind of dejected. I'm glad I won that one now. I didn't want to play Aranis so soon.
Aranis is one of my favorite players on Team Lights Out.
Yeah, he's a great shot, man.
He came over from the Philippines, also sponsored by my friend Roy Francisco from Roy's Basement. And I remember talking to Aranis
after this one.
And, he told me that, even when Roy came and brought him over to the States, he wasn't even, one of the best players there currently. But he had the right demeanor. He had the work ethic. And he really has been putting in the time playing. Of course, he's had some help from Dennis Orcolo. And, Aranis is becoming a household name now.
Yeah, well, what a coach to have there in Orcolo. A guy who's been there and done everything. And for me, he's going to be on the world stage for a long time, this James kid. I was watching him warm up and practice, and I was just like, man, if you could, middle of the bag every time.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that he does with the cue ball is unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of putting gear on the ball. Love to make it look pretty, but he was different stroke, different gear.
So we're going to need a good break here from Niels if he wants to get back in this match. Down 4-0 to Kevin West.
Yeah, he really needs to put some work down. I mean, he's been successful on the break. I mean, it's just unfortunate he's not really had a shot. I'm wondering if he can get by that, or whether he has to just jump the edge.
So Aranis has spent some time with the Lims down in Virginia Beach. Taught them a little bit about the 10-ball break. Of course, 10 ball is Aranis' best game. And you notice the Filipino players, those second 2 balls, they get them shooting to the side pockets. And but Nilbert here doesn't have a good clear look at the one. He really doesn't want to give Kevin another opportunity to run out here. We've seen time and time, Dell, and players in this position that are down. Sometimes they start to just try to freewheel a little early. Really, they just need to keep themselves composed.
Yep.
and just take it one game at a time.
Absolutely right. You know, there's a lot of players there that, like you say, they're like, oh, I've got to get to 5 first, or I have to do this first. I have to make sure I get back to 4. You know, just play what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't do that and you have to take your time, he's called the cross bank, which is a good shot. He needs to be careful running the cue ball into this, because they're on a career path here. Played it lovely. 2-way shot. Bosh.
Yeah.
I think that was a sensible shot if he couldn't see it.
Yeah, the cue ball was going to be coming down here anyways for the 2. He does get fortunate here. He's got the 9 ball in here, so Kevin's going to be kicking at this ball. So
it's a funny one to kick at because the 7's right in the way, isn't it? So you might see him go behind it, go behind the 4 instead. Your food's here, Jake.
yeah, so we'll see what Kevin likes to do here. I mean, it's yeah, is he going to try to spin this off the rail?
Yeah, I don't really like that option. I like going behind it. You know, he's got a good chance here to go behind the 4 and kick into the rail, but it looks like he's just going to try and put a lot of left-hand side on this and try and hold the cue ball. He needs to beware of the scratcher. He's putting a lot on it. He didn't put too much and sold out.
Yeah.
It might have been the wrong option. Has tied up the 5 though. The 5, oh no, the 5 still goes. That's what Niels was just checking there.
Yeah, I'd have liked to seen him come in behind that 4, maybe even 2 rails into the 1.
Into the 4, yeah.
Send it down, send the 1 ball down table.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly get a safety out of it.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
So this is where Niels is going to have to really stay focused.
Like you say, just one, like you say, one rack at a time. You can play this with a little bit of inside, just to straighten up the cue ball. Doesn't really matter about distance because the 2's right there.
He just come straight back up table here for the 3. Leave himself a little bit of an angle to get back to the 4. Little steep angle. I'd have thought he maybe would have pinched it a little bit there, but he should be okay here.
Yeah, I think he just really just concentrate on the ball. He just allowed that to get sucked in. And it looks like he's perfect here. He's actually in prime shape now.
Yeah, this is ideal. He's got a nice angle here on the 4.
I call it, I mean, I'm sure you've discussed this, but coming into the line of shape where he comes off 2 rails here and into the line of the shot and not across it is so key, and he's overhit that by a way away. A little bit of adrenaline maybe, but he might have been fortunate because I think it actually doesn't go in the side. I thought it might go in the side.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he hit it as hard as he did.
Yeah, he hit that very hard. You just had to float it. Oh, it went as well.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it went. I can't believe that. He's got very fortunate there. But sometimes when, like I say, you're on that 4-0, you need that little break in your game just to get on the board. He's going to play lefty. Just is he going to draw this?
I think he'll just...
Yeah, he should just come across to the other side rail. You know, if he wants to overplay it.
Yeah, he may put a little inside on this and 3 rails. Well, he draws out.
Sometimes you know where a player's confidence at when they play like a cagey tap shot like that, because he had so much table to work with. Because these are easily missable. You know, you can miss these.
Right.
You know, oh my God, I called it as well. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we're still undefeated.
Yeah, we are. Oh man, he's gonna hate me. But you see what I mean? Just that little bit of underconfidence in stroking that ball. He had so much room to work with, and all of a sudden, you know, he's got 3 tap-ins. What do you call them? Marys, Mary plop-ins.
Yeah. Very, very uncharacteristic play by Nilbert Lim.
You see him, he was playing that with a heavy amount of outside English as well, which you notice a lot with the Filipinos. They don't play a lot of things plain ball, and unless you see them in like. I notice they like to float balls in.
Yeah, and they use a lot of spin.
A lot of English.
A lot of English on the cue ball. But as you know, sometimes that can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
I was told a long time ago that it's really tough to control the spin and the speed, so you have to pick one or the other, before you make your shot. A lot of the Filipinos, you see them hitting so fluid, lots of spin. Doesn't matter what the distance is, especially some of these top-level players like Aranis and Dennis and those type of guys.
Man,
of course, Efren was the best ever at it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That floaty, deft touch, I love it. Love watching him play. Oh, got to give that some beans. It's funny, you know what I noticed on this TV table? I was doing that. The first match I played on this one, I didn't make one single ball, I don't think. And in that second match, I took an edge off. I dialed it down to about 20, 22. And I made more balls because I was hitting softer. Oh my gosh. What's he done there? Did he mean that?
It looked like he was almost trying to play safe versus trying to make the one. Yeah, so he really is feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, you're right. And here's the thing, right? I know people say like, "Oh, TV table doesn't bother me." It does. Because you think like there's people watching. And
Jamie, you're listening to Jake Lawson, owner of BSN, and also Del Sim.
Lovely shot. And he's really letting Kevin have just the run of the table here. He's oof.
Yeah, it's the worst way because he's letting Kevin get in stroke. So Kevin's got to navigate a little bit here on the 4.
Yeah, Kevin, man, he's got the whole table to play with here. He can come high. I would come high on the 4. Just, really put a stroke on it and take it high. But he might check it up and come between the 9 and the 6. Yeah, that's the first choice I would have made, just to come high on the 4. And again, he needs to come with a stroke. That 6 is a little bit in the way. I don't know if he can go forward, but it looks like he's drawing with outside here to take it to the side rail and back. Yeah, just like that. Played it nicely. Doesn't want to be straight. Left some angle, which was lovely. Perfect speed. Again, he'll just go forward with a high left. Again, it's a personal thing. Some players go side rail. I personally like going to the side rail so that, as I said before, you're going into the line of shape.
So he looks like he's set up good here. Doesn't really have to do too much with the cue ball here on the 6.
No, not too much at all. Like you say, he's going to leave a medium distance shot, just stop it dead. And then again, it's all about the confidence here. Is he going to follow it in? Is he going to draw it back? It's all about how you feel. Looks like he's going to follow. He's kind of cueing middle ball. He'll go forward.
Okay, he's got a little bit of angle there.
Yeah, this table plays nice for that type of shot. And that's 1, 2, 3 for the hill.
Yeah, the corner of the bar, far end of the bar.
It's not fair to say to Niels that this has been a clinic, but
yeah,
the 6-0 scoreline doesn't reflect the match as a whole.
Well, Nilbert has certainly made the mistakes to allow Kevin to get this lead on him. So what do you do when you're down 6-0? I mean, this is
I could tell you.
he's he's struggling too.
He is struggling.
On top of it, obviously Kevin's playing well too. All that comes into play.
Here's the thing: you should go with a strategic break now. He's at the table. Take the break. Give Kevin just a time to soak up the fact where he's at. Take that tactical, even if you don't need it. That's that tactical timeout. It could change things. It could change the swing, the momentum.
Here at the Maryland State 10-ball championship, it's alternate break. So he's going to get a chance here to break, but no matter what, Kevin will get another chance at the table. See that side ball go down.
He's breaking really well. Yeah, it's a shame. It doesn't, again, not reflective of how he's getting out.
Yeah, you can see, just a medium break, not very hard.
The soft break is the way to go on this TV table, without a doubt. Well, soft to medium. That's a lovely spread, but he's got a tough one ball now.
Tough one to start here.
With these ones, I mean, these are a difficult shot. If you're kind of amateur to pro, these are the ones that it should be your bread and butter. Played it beautifully. Played it a little bit hard, but he knew he had a lot of table to play with.
Great shot there by Niels.
Lovely. Now he's free stroking. Okay, you see his tempo pick up. Knows whatever he's feeling, he just has to play through it. Again with this one, we'll see how he's feeling. He might go 3 rails, he might just roll it dead. Personally, I like 3 rails and bringing the cue ball back. High side of the 5.
Good shot there by Nilbert.
Like I say, this could be the one. I mean, if I run this out like this, this might be the time to take the time out, take the break. To say, look, I am capable. I'm coming back. You better watch yourself.
But we do see a lot of the top players, at some point will take a break.
Ooh, way the near side of the bag.
Definitely trying to make it hard on himself.
This will take the edge off. Just rolling it home. Kevin beating him to the punch.
So what do you tell yourself, Del? You're down 6-1. You take the break. What kind of things are going through your head as a player to try to get yourself back up into this match?
Well, this is the thing. You're going to have to play on 2 aspects. You don't take any chances. You're at this stage of the match. You need to tell yourself, am I going to be aggressive and be all-out aggressive, or am I going to or am I going to go safe when I need to play safe? And sometimes that safeties win matches. There's a lot to be said for shooting through your pain. But I personally think he should slow him down. Start putting the heat back on Kevin, because now he needs 1, and he's in the mindset of I only need 1. Just give me my chance type thing. And that can often put too much heat on someone if they're not a very good player on the hill. I know it might sound cliche, but sometimes sitting on the hill is the loneliest place to be.
Yeah.
Because you almost try and force it. You might see Kevin try and just force a shot that he might not go for because he's like, I have 5 games to play with.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to do that, especially against top level players, especially in winter break. But unfortunately, we're here.
Winter breaks were a different story. I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right. He's gonna rehash this one, just to make sure that he hit the same place.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not worth rehashing it because you're like, oh man, I would have missed this 10 times.
Yeah, this is a shot I've seen Niels make.
There he goes.
10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
So
he's really committed to the hoodie. I respect him for that.
course, thank you to all of our stream sponsors for making this stream free for our fans. We certainly appreciate you, our event sponsors. Of course, the event is brought to you by On the Hill Productions. We're day 2 here at the Maryland State 10-Ball Championship. Lights Out Billiards Apparel, Airmouth Billiard Balls, Tap Chesapeake Bay Leagues, Simona's Cloth, and our host location, Champion Billiards. Philippi Custom Cues, McDermott, and Navigator Tips, all sponsor the Maryland State Championship. So thank everybody out there for your support, for keeping pool alive here in Maryland. We are thriving down here. Kevin's back from his break.
That could just, again, I think that's a tactical break from Kevin, just to reset himself, refocus, go again. Just, and sometimes when you're on that situation, just imagine it's 0-0, play it as if it's 0-0. Does Neil translate American-wise? I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
Oh, 0.
We always call him Nils.
Oh, okay.
Nils, 0-0.
Oh, 0-0, yeah. Thank God.
So let's see if Kevin breaks hard or if he takes a little off here.
It looks like he's gearing it up. He's gonna get some nervous energy out. Boff. Made it good. 2. He hit that very clean. It's been unfortunate because the 2's only got half a pocket.
Yeah.
We're right behind the 2 ball here. It does go past the 3, but there's only half a pocket. Kevin just checking that out. Not to say the 1's easy because he has to come, with a shot. Either play this with inside and straighten it up, or it looks like he's playing with inside. He wants to stay on the left-hand side of this 2 ball if he can. Yeah, really did. That wasn't easy because he didn't want to be on that side. If he'd left himself on that side of the 2, you can see how he would have had to bring a shot.
Always tough when you hit that inside, especially with distance.
Yeah.
Has a tendency to throw the ball.
Again, so, when you're in Nilbert's position, you don't want to be taking these kind of, what's that? A foot? Even a foot between a combo it can look like a mile when you're 5-6-1 down.
Sure.
He played it very nice because he controlled both balls, which was the key to that shot.
Yeah, nice firm hit. You can see the 1 ball. He'll just come back here off both rails to get position on the 2.
Oh, it's perfect. It's like deja vu. There it is, 6-2, 6-3. He just needs to, like I say, play a rack at a time. I know the viewers love a comeback.
Oh, for sure.
No one wants to see anybody run over here.
You can definitely tell he's feeling a little bit better now.
It's funny, when someone gets on 6 only needs 1, it's like, yeah. You go into that mode where you don't really care anymore.
You saw Neil shake his head a little bit there.
That's why, because he's slightly off angle. He may just have to roll into the 9 here and take what he gets, but it looks like he's drawing it. It's funny, I'd have loved the side pocket all day on that rather than this shot.
Sure.
And I'd have pushed the 9 a bit closer to the pocket. As it is now, he's got a hard one to control, back and across. Oof, got a good squiddy.
Comes underneath the 9.
Yeah, he'll play this long. Oh, now he plays into the middle. No, he won't. He'll play long. Yeah, that was always the better shot for position. Here he goes, 6-2. Keep him thinking, Niels. Keep him thinking. Kevin will just be waiting, like I say, he's waiting for his turn, waiting to pounce. See what I mean about him trying too hard with a one ball?
Yeah.
You know, tried too hard to get perfect on the two, where instead of just focusing on the ball, knowing that he had a big cushion.
Yeah, it was a tough shot to start out with, but you're right. You really got to focus on just making that first ball.
Yeah.
You know, and then he could have had some options after that on the two.
Could have, that's right. It's funny, you know, just how often you see it. People break out, they have a great opening break and miss the one ball.
Yeah. So you can see Neil's paying close attention to the rack, using a template rack here, the Maryland State. A little bit easier to get all the balls touching.
Is there any reason you go with the turtle racks, or is that just preference?
This is actually the first time that we've used them here.
Oh, okay.
Previous events, we've used the wooden racks. Pay attention to Neil's break here. He's got the 4 and 7 behind the 1. Watch them trail to the side pocket.
There we go. There's the 4 off, and it goes.
And that's what he's aiming for. He wants to make one of those 2 balls.
He's been really unfortunate there on the one ball. Again, he's got a nice safety though. This is a nice zigzag safe.
Just bring his cue ball back underneath the 10 here. The 10, 8, 9.
Yeah, it's a big wall there. Big wall to hide behind. And the one's naturally going over to the end rail too. I don't know, from the people that are watching, we have 65 viewers. Who's rooting for Kevin and who's rooting for Niels out there? Just a show of hearts and likes. Hearts for Niels and likes for Kevin. Well, you really overcut that, man, but he played it great. Look at that. Look at that outcome.
I don't think that's the intended shot, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, do you think he oversnipped that? Do you think he cut that just a bit too much?
Definitely wanted to hit a little bit full. I would have put some spin on it, you know, some side spin.
Yeah.
Make sure that one trails to the center of the top rail, and that way the cue ball gets down to this bottom rail, almost by where the chalk's at.
Looks like most of the fans out there on the like trail. So that means they're they're rooting for Kevin. Anybody from Virginia Beach? Is he going to attack this from behind, or do you think he'll go to the side?
Yeah, he's going to come probably right behind it.
So I mean, these are so hard to judge when you're playing one rail. Just to kind of push it, I would just push it right by a nice soft touch like that. But, Don't you just love watching Paul when it's like nervy? One's on 6 and the other guy's playing his heart out.
Right. I almost like, I'm really surprised he had enough room there. He could have went with like a little kicking stick there.
Yeah, more pace.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Make sure that one ball gets out there and he leaves them behind the 6. But, this goes back to what you were saying earlier. He just might be trying to force it now.
He is, yeah, trying to just get that perfect win, that perfect opportunity. Sometimes you can't get it perfect, you just need to wait for your opportunity and take it when it's there. You see him getting edgy, just even on the safeties, just that little bit of edge.
Jason Trigo, GNSPS, yep. Of course, Nilbert Lim, sponsored by Greg's Not So Pro Shop down in Virginia Beach. My friend Greg Sabins. A little shout out to you if you're watching.
That was a nice shot.
Wow.
Yeah, man, you see the difference? Just a difference in his confidence. That's a confident shot, though.
Yeah, he left himself on the rail. Didn't want to be there, but he really came with it.
Yeah, I fancy him. There's nothing wrong with this one now. He could finish anywhere on this 7 and have a shot. Maybe not. Oh my God!
Not there. Don't do that.
No. Oh God!
That is
Chalk me up. Sorry. How many is that for us? We're still winning.
Yeah, we're undefeated still.
Still
We're
undefeated.
10-0 over the weekend.
I
So
said he could finish anywhere. My God, anywhere,
but the side
but
pocket.
below the slate.
Right.
My God.
Well, this is just the opportunity that Kevin West needs.
This is it, right? Oof.
Nilbert will undoubtedly look back at this match.
Oh, see, look, you see, even that. That's not
Yeah.
good. That's like, just snatching at your opportunity. It's like, I'm going to just run these 4 out. They're all next to each other. Don't be surprised if he takes an extra second on this one.
Yeah, he might even. He's going to probably bump the 9 here, maybe.
They will be.
Bump the 9 towards the corner. There you go.
Yeah. Still, it's just a bit more squirrely than it should have been. Now he's having to switch hands. Yeah.
I think that's all she wrote.
Yeah, Nilbert will be kicking himself.
Don Rios, thank you. Appreciate that. Glad you guys are enjoying the stream. And just like that, Kevin West
Takes it.
takes it 7-2 over Nilbert Lim. So Kevin's hopes stay intact as he makes it through the B side. Nils is out, and
Do we know who's next up?
yeah, I don't know yet. We will find out,
Okay.
and we'll be back to you. So Del, thanks for joining me here,
No, thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Will do.